안녕하세요. Moon. How are you doing today? How are you? Bella here. Imoko Bella. Welcome to my channel. Okay, it's quite late. I've had quite the day. I'm sure many stays out there have had quite the day. Okay? Because SKZ has put out their tickets for the US World Tour, of course, right? So that's how I genuinely feel. Today has been a whole effing fracking day. Y'all feel it, you know it. If you've been purchasing tickets, you know it. Like, look how many nails I broke from frustration. Oh wait, from frustration and anger and rage. Like, so many emotions, like sadness and everything I could feel today, I felt. Like, everything I could feel today that was not okay, I felt. Okay. So I'm just here to simply talk about my journey into purchasing a Stray Kids ticket for their US World Tour for Mother Truckin' Maniac, okay? Like, it was the process. It was some hours, and many of you may know exactly how I feel. So I'm gonna grab my new pillow. We're gonna take a second. We're just give it a moment, let it soak in, and we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna try to sum it up for you guys as quick and as best as I can, so you feel what I feel. You know what I'm saying. And so maybe we won't repeat these same things in the near future. So let's get into it. We brought pillows. This is my old pillow. It's not old. It's not that old. It's not so old. There you go. It's my old bad boy. Love. I try not to touch him that much. Did I call the pillow him? I'm sorry. I try not to touch it that much. Here's my new one. Just thought I would show you my new one because we need it for our emotional support. It's this is their season greetings pillow. Lovely. This is gonna give me some emotional support. I also got yesterday this bad boy. I've been needing a mouse, like a little mouse pad, for a minute. I've been wanting to get the elevator one that stretches all the way across your table, but I haven't. But then I found this one. I found these in my shops that I go to. Anyway, thought I would share that with you guys. So pretty much, so yeah, I was actually wanting to record my experience with getting a Stray Kids ticket. But as I was about to press record, that's when that hit the fan, okay? Like, real quick. Alright, I was about 20 minutes before the actual sale, time at 3 p.m. And this is for Fort Worth show, by the way. So, so I just pretty much, I messed up all around. I effed the F up, you can say. But I think a lot of people F the F up. I think a lot of us struggled trying to figure out what exactly to do. Kudos to the people who have bought tickets thousands of times and know exactly how to do it, all that good jazz. Good for you guys, because it was not like that at all. I got information from a couple different angles, and I should not have done either of those. I had a laptop device, I had a phone device, small tablet device, large tablet device. So I had a plethora of devices just in case something went wrong. It says to not use multiple accounts, but I only had one more for backup purposes if anything went wrong. Now the issue is do not, I repeat, guys, don't be me, and don't use multiple accounts, period, right? But don't use the same number. That's the difference. Because the number is what screwed everything up. Like, no matter what I did, you have to input a phone number. And if you input that phone number on multiple accounts, like, of course it feels like, okay, well, that's common sense. But I was like, oh, well, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. And it's not that big of a deal. But it's not one of these sites. It was like, let me be extra complicated, because they're trying to make sure that scalpers and things like that aren't, using, multiple accounts and things like that. But at the end of the day, scalpers, they know what they're doing, and they know how to work the system, okay? They know how to do like their own Mountain Dew, all right? It's absolutely fracking rude. So, had my laptop ready, and I had my tablet at least ready. I was like, these two things, no matter what goes down, at least I have these ready. I think it was about 2 hours beforehand, on the time screen, on the clock, the countdown time screen. Thankfully, I had these things even open, because on the countdown screen, nothing popped up. When it hit about around 2:40, or probably around 2:35 to 2:40, probably within that time frame, a little later in that time frame, that's when the queue was on the move. I went from lobby to in the queue. Nothing was working at first, and I was freaking out. On the tablet, I think it was. The phone was working. The small tablet wasn't doing anything either. So I went and I logged in. I logged in on the internet instead of the app. So I logged in on there, and that's whenever it put me into a queue. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you serious? What?" So yeah. So you pretty much had to log in for it to work, for it to put you in the queue, because I was scared if I would have stayed on the timer screen, whatever, for anything else, I wouldn't have been able to log in. But tell me why I try to log in to everything else, but it says I couldn't log in, because I already have accounts on my other devices. And I'm like, Beats is the same account though, like... Well, technically, it's the same number. You know what I mean? So they said you already have the same number on all accounts. So to give everyone a fair chance, we don't want to let you blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm actually trying to buy a ticket here. The point of making these things is just to see where you land in the fracking queue. But they didn't care about that. They just, stupid Bits. Haha. You thought, Bits, that you were going to get into this queue, Bits. I really thought. I really did. Because not only, because I mean, I was already past 2,000 people, even 20 minutes before pre-sale. I was like not even close with my other device. It wouldn't let me log into 2 devices, and then my phone was the only thing that was moving. Now the problem is I guess maybe because I didn't have my location on or something, I don't know what the deal was, but I guess I accidentally clicked on the wrong location, which screwed, I think, mostly everything up, because I clicked on the wrong low fracking-cation, okay? It gave me a different concert, and why it didn't show up the concert that I had ready the whole time, I don't know. But it shows up for me to pick my seats and click the date, and I'm like, why would it do that? Why would it not already have me on where I was previously at? It was just, everything was so funky. Ticketmaster is just like what is wrong with Ticketmaster, right? Like the epitome of just dumb. I realized I was in the wrong one. I had to back out. There's nothing I could do. There was no option to change the arena. To change the date, the location within it, so I got kicked out of there. Like, I couldn't get back in anywhere. So there's 30 minutes of me just screaming my head off. I'm just screaming my fracking head off, like, what isn't working? What is wrong? Like, let's just say I would have probably embarrassed myself entirely if I would have recorded this experience. It would have been you guys' entertainment, but it would have been my downfall entirely. So I didn't know what to do. I tried calling my roommates, or my roommate, and I'm like, hey, I need this code, I need to use your number, I'm gonna try to put it in. It didn't make a difference. It would not let me in. It was like, you have the same number in this account, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you rude ass bitch. So then I called my mom. Guys, I'm ashamed. I'm not really ashamed because my mom, she's cool, but it was just sad because I did not think I would have to do that. I am an adult, okay? So I don't typically call my mom for things. My mom's usually like, hey, if you need this thing that's important, like, you know, like bills or like hospital stuff, whatever it is, like actually say something and call. But I've lived like more so on my own for so long. I just figure it out. I just figured things out along the way. And then I call my mom every now and then. This is one of those days where I had to call my mom for tickets. Which, I mean, if you're younger, I mean, obviously you're gonna call your mom, or you're gonna have your mom help you or whatever. But in my case, I did not get that. I did not get that luxury to just be like, hey mom, come over. You know, my mom lives quite far away. So either way, it was a mess, and she helped me. At first, she didn't want to really. She was like, I don't want to do this, blah blah blah. But then, tell me why. She starts helping me. She's like, I just want to see if you can give the cue. Can you just give the cue, mom? Just come on, just give me the cue. Or you could also give me this ticket. I'll send you money. Come on, help me out. So she starts helping me out, and she starts getting stressed. She starts getting as stressed as I get, and she starts screaming at me. She's like, oh my god, like, I just got this ticket. Like, you click on something, gone. Click on something, gone. Click on something, gone. Like, if it shows up and you click on it, it's gone. It's like, why did it even show up then? What's the fracking point? There has to be like a system for the scalpers and for all the people that know how to get tickets really well. There has to be a system they're using to get it so well, or you're just getting that lucky. Like, you're just getting like the splinter of the chance, like the splinter of that little, like, lucky. You know what I mean? But I'm mostly going to say it's scalpers because there was a crap ton of resales and things like that. So it's a mess. So my mom's yelling at it. She's almost like determined as I am to get a ticket, because you're just like, this is insane, you know? It's a whole journey, and I, on my little tablet, I can only see so much. My mom could see more on her end than I can see on mine, and I'm like, what? And she was on the internet, which I thought I was on too, but I think you have to open up certain browsers, like certain desktops, to be able to view it properly, and just a mess, just a whole mess. And yeah, so what ended up happening was I'm blind. I am like blind, you guys. I don't know how I drive. I'm actually told I must drive with glasses. That's how I got my license. And that's pretty bad. That's no good. And I don't have contacts. And I'm just not good with contacts. I need to learn how to get good with contacts. That might save me. But I have to have glasses, and I absolutely hate it. And I really wear them because I am just a little diva or something. I don't know what's wrong with me. But your girl's gonna be binoculars for days if she's like out here seeing anyone at a distance, right? So she ends up getting a ticket. It was a bit far. I was like, I can't see. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. I'm like, oh my god, we got a ticket! Ah! I'm freaking out. But then there was a little closer one, so we're like, okay, maybe we can just sell this ticket and get that ticket, give somebody else an opportunity to get this ticket. It was quite a lot more than I would have liked to pay for. But this will be worth it if we can sell that ticket. So the thing about these tickets is Dickies Arena, they give you clear price, placement, seating charts, this is what's happening. But then Ticketmaster, they're just pure evil, right? They already upsell it because it's in high demand. So that already upsells, and then the scalpers can upsell them further, right? So it's already high. I'm already at over $500 for this ticket. That is not even the greatest spot. And I'm like, they're all just going. We cannot grab a good one. So I was like, we gotta do it. I gotta be that person that does it. Now your girl has a budget where she's trying to not spend over $800, okay? That's already a lot. I already did not anticipate that at all. Even that. He finds one a bit closer, and my mom knows I'm blind, so she was being helpful enough to say, okay, I'll just get this one, and whatever you sell that ticket, just give that back to me. And I'm like, okay, rock and roll, right? So we get the other ticket. Woo! Yes, well, that's a ticket that I have ended up with. That's what I'm going to be using until something else magical happens that gets me closer, but doubtable. Yeah, it was a mess, but I got a Stray Kids ticket, guys. I got a Stray Kids ticket, and I was crying and I was screaming for a whole hour, 2 hours, even so, after the fact. Like, it was just a whole day, a whole mess, a whole experience, and I hope no one has to go through these things like this. I know people probably went through worse. I know people that went through worse than me. Thankfully, I had my mom to help me. Like, thankfully, my mom was cool to help me out. So, please, I hope no one goes through this. Because now I have to deal with selling my ticket for the price with the tax and fees that I paid for the other one, which really sucks because no one's gonna want to do that. No one's gonna want to buy this when they can get resale tickets, you know, for cheaper, blah, blah, blah. But the only thing with that is I want people to be careful when they're buying resale tickets, is I don't know if they're all legitimate. They kind of sketch me out. Even though I paid a good amount of money, I paid around 700 something, almost 800 with tax and everything for my ticket. Yeah, like, just be careful of resellers because I don't know if all that's legit. I at least know that when you're doing it off of Ticketmaster, as crappy as they are, if you're getting it solely from Ticketmaster, you know that you're going to get it. You know there's not going to be any issues when you get at the door, whatever it is. Just be careful, everyone. I hope that no one goes through my terrible experience. I hope that that even if you did, just like in my experience, that you can get something out of it and that you're able to go see Stray Kids. These guys, they deserve the world, they deserve everything, and I hope that you get to experience seeing them, and I hope that you don't have to deal with being scammed and being, like, purchasing something over $1,000 is just beyond me. So all of this experience is just beyond me, how Ticketmaster can do these things, how it's legal, blah, blah. We can go on, and we can just go on for days, but I hope we all find some comfort in all of this. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. But anywho's, cheers for listening to me rant for just a good frackin' ever about my experience with Ticketmaster. I will catch you guys on the flip. Kamsahamnida. Appreciate you coming. And I say young. And I'll catch you on the flippity flop.